Hey everyone, I want to show you how you can make a Google form for others to fill out and set it up so that way you get an alert anytime somebody submits a form to you. This is really helpful for principal secretaries and for administrators whenever there's ongoing requests that you get frequently during the school year, how to set it up to where your staff can easily fill out a Google form. And then I'm going to show you how you can set up the responses to where you can get an email either immediately when somebody puts in a request or at the end of the day. So there's two things that as a campus principal and my secretary, we're often getting requests for. And so trying to cut down paper and making it easier for teachers to not have to come down to the office anytime they needed something. This was something that we tried. So we had two request forms that we used frequently. We had one leave during the day or maybe leave early. We want our teachers at school. We want them there as long as possible. And so if they have an appointment in town that really will just take an hour, we will let them do like a leave early or leave during the day, and then get that room covered for maybe just 1 hour versus them having to get a sub and us not having a sub available and having to cover the class all day or half a day. And so we, as a district, as elementary campuses, we agreed with the other elementary principals that, how many days or requests we would allow for each staff, for all staff. That way we were consistent across our district. The other is the supply request form. Teachers run out of materials and they need to be able to get supplies. And for the secretaries trying to keep up with all the papers of the requests and emails and printing them off, this was a really quick, easy way for everybody to submit their information. It goes straight to the secretary immediately. And then she has records of what was requested. If we have it, she's able to document that she gave it to them. If we don't have it, then she has a list of things that we can order whenever we put our next, Office Depot or our Sam's Run. We know exactly what's needed, so we can make our list and make sure that we're getting the supplies our teachers specifically need. We don't want to not use our funds wisely and buy things that teachers won't use. We want to make sure we're buying the things teachers need. So I'm going to show you how to make a form and then how to set up the responses so that way you get an alert. So I'm going to call this supply request form. And please fill out form if you are in need of student or office supplies. All right, so I'm always going to ask for your name or staff name. I'm going to change it to staff because our paraprofessionals can fill this out. Anybody in the office can. That's required. I'm going to ask the next question. Supply needed. Quantity needed. If they say I need Post-it notes, well, how many Post-it notes do you need? Color of item if applicable. I'm not going to make that required because some things aren't. Size if applicable. Link if item is on the internet. Sometimes we like it when they just give us the link and we can easily go to it immediately. Quantity needed, color of item if applicable, size if applicable. And I'm going to get supply needed and make this a short answer. All right. So I've got staff name, supply needed, quantity needed, color of item if applicable, size if applicable, link if item is on internet. And that's it. Okay. And if you've made Google Forms, you should know that you can change the header, you can change the color, or you can give it a pick from one of theirs that they have. So I'm just going to go to this pencil one. Hit insert. And then I can also change it, it'll automatically change it for you. But if you don't like that theme color and you want it something different, you can change it to whatever you want, or you can upload an image of your own if you wish. Okay, so I'm going to title this 2021, 2022 supply request form. All right, now I want to make sure that my secretary has access to this. I'm going to add collaborators. And I'm going to add the secretary's name in there. And so she has access to this, so she can edit this form as well. All right, so I'm going to go to preview, and I'm going to do preview because I want to fill one out so that way you can see how to set up the notifications. So I can say highlighters. Maybe I need some highlighters. Maybe I just need to. And I love my yellow. And none of the others apply, so I can hit submit. All right, so I'm going to go back to my document that had that I made it on, and you can see here you click responses, and right here it'll tell you what who requested what. Now, if you're going in the year and you've got 85 requests, like that's very hard to go through and see. So I'm going to create a spreadsheet, and it's going to ask if you want to create it, and yes, I do. Okay, so here's my sheet. What's great about this is the way we set it up is if we had this and my secretary was like, yep, already have it, she would to drag it along and she would highlight it yellow, and we would know that was already taken care of. If it wasn't something we had, then she would not highlight it yellow, and we knew to add that on our list of things that had to be purchased. I love it because it gives you a timestamp. Sometimes people will say, I put in a request 2 weeks ago and I never got this. And you actually go look at it and you're like, no, you put it in 2 days ago. Maybe we've ordered it. And I always have to warn people, it takes time. It's not like Amazon Prime where you can get it, next day delivery or 2-day delivery. Sometimes if we're having to order it outside, there's a process that we have to go through. Okay, so one of the things that I'm going to do now is I want to set up the notifications. And so I'm going to go to Tools, Notification Rules. Right here, so again, I went to Tools, Notification Rules. And you can set it up. My secretary sets hers up that anytime a change is made, she hits that. Or a user submits a form. And so you can click either one of these. I usually do any changes are made. And then I choose daily digest. So at the end of the day, I'll get a summary, like an email if there have been requests during the day. My secretary normally likes to do it right away. So all you do is any change are made, daily digest, save. And it's automatically set up now that when somebody submits a request, at the end of the day, I will get an email saying a change has been made and give me the link to this document. Or you can set it up to anytime somebody. So if there's 5 requests in a day, you can get 5 emails in the day. So again, for a principal's life, you don't really want extra emails unless it's absolutely necessary. And so I like the daily digest. So again, Tools, Notification Rules. Since I already set it up, you can choose which way you want it. I hope that helps with setting up notifications for Google Forms to hopefully simplify your life.